Hello, I'm Emma Southworth. I'm the creative producer for the Royal Ballet, and a very warm welcome to the Royal Opera House. Tonight we're going to see two stunning works in rehearsal by Crystal Pite, The Statement and Solo Echo. Both of these works will be live streamed across the world on Friday the 28th of May as part of the Royal Ballet's 21st Century Choreographer programme, alongside Christopher Wheeldon's Within the Golden Hour and Kyle Abraham's brand new work. Do visit the Royal Opera House website for more information about that programme and to book your tickets. For the first rehearsal tonight, please welcome Eric Beauchesne, who is staging Solo Echo, cellist Christopher van der Spa, pianist Rob Clark, and dancers of the Royal Ballet, Francesca Haywood, Isabel Gasparini, and Cesar Corrales. Eric.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. You're staging Solo Echo, and we're going to talk about that a little bit afterwards, after this rehearsal. But in terms of this rehearsal, can you just give us a sense of where we are in the piece and what you're going to be looking at?
Yes, we're about 5 minutes into the beginning of the piece, and I'm going to be working on a duet between Cesar and Frankie, and between Frankie and Isabella.
Great.
Oh.
I'm going to leave you to it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, you guys, good evening. It's an evening rehearsal. Can we start from the beginning of your entrance, Frankie, when you're starting from the run with your first slide, Cesar first slide. We'll go through the material easy, just to go over everything without the music. And so whenever you're ready, Frankie, go for it. Beautiful. And then Cesar arriving, connecting. Beautiful. Nice work, you two. Boom. Exactly. Really nice. Take your time. Release and punch. And get into this one. Smooth feet here. And first step. Second step. Karate. Going back. And let's stop here. Really good work. Okay. Can we review the first slide again? Can you guys think that you want to play curling? And you're gonna send that stone and you're gonna slide even longer. And it would be nice to have you, Cesar, sliding from a lower position. So I can see actually your arm ducking to her arm. Yeah? So yeah, whenever you're ready, Frankie. Enjoy that first run and enjoy the slide. Awesome slide. And then get that arm. Exactly, beautiful. And then keep going from here. So you're going to roll. Take your time here. Okay, here, Frankie, can you think of taking your first step a little closer to Cesar, your first left step? Exactly. This one here. Exactly, your left step here. Exactly. Now, when you're going to come inward, can you step with your left step closer to his foot? Exactly. And you're going to go slightly inside of him. Let's go back here. Actually, can you put your foot actually right here? And this should help you, Cesar, to cut two-step there. Exactly. Beautiful. That's right. And here you're going to look at him one more time. Exactly. So we want to bring this transition efficient as possible. Exactly. Great, you guys. Boom. Take your time. Now see him here. Send that left foot to the ground and go around. Excellent. Bring her around. And here, play with that elasticity to punch him. Okay, this is good. This is all good. Wow, Cesar, I think this is it. You're taking a risk there. This is perfect. This is good. Let's keep going. We have our first step. So you're going around her. Now here, think of like sliding your feet, Cesar. Exactly. And then first step, she pushes you down. Second step, it's you, Cesar. And then use your torso here. Exactly. Come back and then go for the cartwheel. Beautiful. And keep going. Okay, here, Cesar, can you think that this hand, you're going to bring it lower with your head? So right now you're tapping into it, but actually bring your head lower. Exactly. Bring the hand where you want to have it. Where do you want that? Exactly. Oh, that's great, Frankie. Yeah. Great, exactly. One more time from this place here. So you're going to place the hand where you want it. Where do you want it? Exactly. And throw the foot, take your time here. Exactly, gorgeous. That was a great preparation, actually. It's really nice how you were sliding into him. Can we just see that again? So from this slide, exactly. Go into his hip, Nice, exactly. I get to see everything now. Okay, let's keep going. Let's take it again from the throw. Let's take it from the throw. It's going to be a bit easier. So this is super clear. Can you have your hand a little flatter? Exactly. Present this as a table, and he's going to tap into it. Boom. Catch it, throw it, take your time. Beautiful. And then moving on for the first one, second one, third one, and dock. Exactly. That was great, you guys. I feel like when you take time like this to arrive for your neck to neck, it's really satisfying musically. Physically, it's interesting, but it's also, so you have a bit more time for the first one, second one, third one, boom. This should feel like a nice stop before we're going down. So let's keep going with this. You're neck to neck, and then you're descending. Exactly, beautiful, guys. Taking your step, soft landing here. That's great, Cesar, how you landed Frankie there. And keep going. Soft landing. Exactly. Here, Frankie, can you think that you can direct Cesar with a tiny bit more power? Like, actually, you're the one that's going to move him sideways. So wait for her a bit longer. See if she's clear about that moment. So let's see her down there, exactly. And make that very clear that it's your call, Frankie. Exactly, and then change your mind. Exactly, beautiful. Can we try that one more time? That was so clear now. You're the one directing him this way, and then you're the one saying, no, you're coming back home. One more time, exactly. Power, Frankie, power. Reroute, beautiful. And here, take big steps. Okay, go for it. Bum, 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 bum. Ta-dum, ta-dum. And nice work, Cesar. Awesome backflip there. Okay, should we try this from the top with the music? And then we'll stop at this place, and then we'll work towards the biathlon, right? Catch your breath. And we'll take it from bar 107, I believe, Rob and Chris. So catch your breath. You're good to go? All right. Whenever you want, Rob. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rob and Chris. Thank you. Beautiful work, you guys. Oh, it's packed. I know. There's a lot of material in there. Really good. Really good, you guys. Yeah. Rob, do you think we could get that little moment where we have the pull, 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 arrive? Just that moment? Do you think we could hear that? Yeah, like maybe a bar before. I just want them to hear it. I don't need them to do it full out. Just want them to hear that moment. Yeah? It's a lot longer than you think. Like this is the cello, 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 piano. Exactly. The more you wait, the more satisfying for us. Like you need to kind of like, yeah. Okay, perfect. Let's just mark this. I don't need this full out. Just put the music. Whenever you want, Rob. Thank you. We're gonna be from here. Exactly. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. Can we try that one more time? And can you be a bit more emphatic on the arrival? So it feels like boom. It doesn't want to feel like dry. It wants to feel like an embrace, like a strong embrace where you're like, finally we're home. Yeah, just like this again, without what comes before. Whenever you want, Rob. Thank you. That's right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really satisfying to feel like the delay and then, boom, the arrival. So next time, think of arriving even with a tiny bit more force. Can we try that again?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Can I go down?
Of course. If you want to go down, go down. Yeah. We'll try the same thing, Rob.
Can we maybe take it from?
It's going to be hard to catch the cello there.
Yeah. Where is it going from now? Is it from the?
Yeah, but it's just like cello, piano, cello, piano. I think you should start it. For me, it's mostly the music I'd like you to feel, so you can do it from above here. Right. Yeah. Same thing last time, Rob, please. That's right, exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, exactly. That's beautiful, you guys. It's so satisfying to feel that moment. Thank you. Let's keep going with the biathlon. So César, you have a little pause here. You can catch your breath. And then can we go through the biathlon material, ladies? So you have all this. Let's go through this. Yes, exactly. That's my first note for you guys. Can you think that you're gonna look 10 miles away from here, and all that material? You're looking really, really far. Yeah. So you have this, the beginning, picking up the foot, sliding back, beautiful. You keep going through this. This is really nice. Big circle of the head. Can you give us a little bit more, a bigger trajectory for this action here? Exactly. Think that your nose will create a massive curve here, a big curve to bring you over there. Exactly. And that's going to help you also to take a step, which we kind of need for the spacing. Let's keep going from there. So you have your first knock, 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 you retreat. On the second knock, ladies, can you have a tiny bit more of an impact in your sternum? So you have your first knock, knock. Can you have a tiny bit more of a retreating action with your sternum there? Boom. Exactly. Beautiful. Keep going with this. So we have all this. Boom, boom, boom. Same thing here. Exactly. When you go back, ladies, think also retreating from your sternum to open and close. Exactly. I know. Exactly. From that place. Yeah. If you can maintain your arms here as your sternum is going back, we're going to see a tiny bit more the action of your sternum. Yep, exactly. That was it. Beautiful. And then you have your last slide. Exactly. Okay. Can we take this part? This is first biathlon. So
Just 2 8
that's perfect. Yeah. So César, you can relax. If you want to sit, César, or move away, we're going to look at this little part first. And then we'll stop before the unfinished business. Okay. Here we go. Whenever you want, Rob. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Rob and Chris. Yeah, beautiful. Really nice, ladies. It's really worth working with that long nose trajectory here. And also, maybe this action, can we think that this action will actually bring you also a bit higher up before you land? Exactly. So there will be a little bit of a, at the beginning of it. So you have this action here, and then can you think of going almost demi-point to land? Exactly, a bit higher on your feet there. Yeah, exactly. So you have this circle, and then you have a bit of a sort of like half demi-point, so you can actually enhance the landing of the chin. Exactly. Boom, boom, to get into your next. Exactly. Can we try that again? Just that last little part, exactly from here. So circle of the nose. Ooh, beautiful. And then we have boom, boom, sternum. Exactly. Beautiful, ladies. Great. Keep working. That's awesome. This is what you're doing. This is great. Keep working with the parallel of your feet there. Exactly. Beautiful. Great. Okay, we're going to keep going with your material, Frankie. So this is the little part that we call unfinished business. We're going to do it without the music first, and then we'll keep going for you, Frankie. Let's go over this. And actually, it says, I will have you back. Yes, we'll have you back for this. And then, so you're there. And I'll say go, and go. Boom, ba-dum, doo-doo-doo-doo. Uh-huh. Exactly, beautiful. Exactly. And coming there, little promenade there, soft landing, and Isabella will come get you. Exactly. That was awesome landing, Frankie, how you use your hand, but also your legs to land softly. That's great. Frankie, so this is you going from here. You're going to the front in this business, right? You're looking front, and then you're looking to César after that. Can you think of a wider stance, maybe just a bit wider, exactly, and then use your back to send your arms into action, right, left, instead of together. Yes, exactly. That was exactly it. One more time. So you're here, and you have like boom, boom. Okay, and here, can you think that your head, César, you're here, you're waiting for Frankie to send you away. Can you think that it's a closing action of your hands and also of your head? So instead of a snapping action, think it's it's a closing action. So she's there, she's ready for you. She's sending her arms. Exactly, beautiful, guys. And then you're gonna reverse that. Exactement, thank you. This is great. This is all good here, fantastic. Can we look at the material for the biathlon 2 from there? Let's go over the material from biathlon 2. So this is Isabella coming to get you. Exactly, she's helping you there with that knee. And then you're grabbing the inside of the knee. Beautiful, nice chassé here. Exactly. Yeah, let's keep going.
Sorry.
That's okay. Nice chassé here. Uh-huh. Beautiful. Uh-huh. Boom. Oh, that was nice, Isabella. Uh-huh. Grabbing Frankie. Boom. Ba-dum, pum, pum, pum. Nice plie here. Exactly. Push her. Oh, yeah. Okay. Little thing here, Isabella. Can you be slightly more off balance already? So after you push, be off balance so you can use your own weight to actually pull Frankie. Think that you are the one pulling Frankie. Sometimes I feel Frankie goes a bit, she's taking the lead there. Lead Frankie to that chassis. Lead her there. Yes, that's it. Exactly. One more time. One more time. Uh-huh. Gorgeous. Uh-huh. And then we have boom, boom. Exactly. Great. Can you keep going a little bit there with this, Frankie? So we have this. This is your prep. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Beautiful. Okay, I have a little suggestion here for you, Frankie. What if you would take that step slightly more? So this is your breath. What if you would take that step a tiny bit more here with the left foot? And then keep your focus to the front after that. Stay with us a tiny bit longer here. And stay. Yes, exactly, that was it. Yeah, kind of a low ceiling. Kind of a low ceiling situation. Uh-huh. Beautiful. Exactly. That was awesome. Let's do that one more time, and let's see if we can have a tiny bit more suspension on that jump. But now you've got the perfect coordination to go around the Isabella. She's giving you the support you need there? Yeah? Okay, let's try that one more time. Exactly. So we have, boom. Beautiful. Nice suspension. Yeah, I feel like, you know what, Frankie? I think like right now you feel like low. Mm-hmm. What if you would think actually you want to jump that thing? Think of suspending a little bit. Exactly, that was awesome. And let's keep going. Uh-huh. Yoo-hoo, and circle, and down, and exactly. And then you're going to pop her back. Little transformation, and that's the end of it. Fantastic. I think we should keep going from biathlon 1 through all this. Yeah? So César will have you ready for this. You already did your cartwheel. Yeah. And then, so exactly from the first biathlon, please. Okay, whenever you want, Robin, Chris. get closer, Isabella? Yes! Jump. Land. And retreating. Nice work, you too. Thank you. Beautiful. And nice retreating like this. Excellent. Thank you, Robin, Chris. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Great. I'm sorry that's all we've got time for, but thank you so much for giving us that insight into solo echo.
Our pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Now, I had the great pleasure of catching up with Crystal Pite a couple of days ago to hear some more about her brilliant works.
Oh, Crystal, thank you so much for joining us. I know you're very busy, but it's really nice to be able to talk to you whilst we've got your work in the building, although you're not here in person, but thank you so much. I suppose I just wanted to start by asking you about pairing solo echo and the statement together. How did you come to that combination of all your works?
It's a great question. First of all, thank you for having me. And it's strangely, I feel very present over there, even though I'm coming to you from Vancouver. I've been involved in the rehearsals and having the opportunity to watch rehearsals on stage and in the studio on Zoom and to connect every day with the company. So it's nice that I know the dancers already. It's nice that I know the building, and I really can imagine, I feel like I'm there. It's been really, really good.
Yeah.
I chose solo echo first of all for the company. Just I knew the dancers well enough to know that they would dance it beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a favorite of mine. It's a piece I created for NDT in 2012.
Yeah.
And I just love working on it. I love every time I remount this piece, I find new corners in it and new expressions of the content. And the same is true here with the Royal Ballet. The impetus for solo echo really came from a couple of Brahms sonatas that I had in my back pocket for 20 years. I've loved these pieces of music. They did like a touchstone for me in my life, these two sonatas and these two movements in particular.
Yes.
And I had always had the dream to choreograph to them, but I never felt like I was ready. Like I really wanted to do them justice. I care about that music a lot. And of course, at some point realized I would never actually feel ready. So I just dove in and did it. And so I'm working with the Allegro from Opus 38, a sonata for cello and piano, and the Adagio from Opus 99. And what I found interesting was that these two pieces of music were written, I think, about 20 years apart in Brahms's life, with the Allegro first and the Adagio like 20 years later. And I thought there might be something interesting about echoing that in the feeling of the piece, where in the first movement, we're really looking at a character who is young, who is full of ambition, who's vital and really kind of at the height of his or her physical powers, and a kind of inherent conflict that comes with that, with that time of life, that striving and that effort and that ambition. I wanted to present the second part, the second movement, is a little further along in the line of a life, coming to the end of a life, and of sorts more reflective. It's not to say that there isn't plenty of conflict later in life as well, but maybe just more of a sense of acceptance, wisdom, and of almost nostalgia and reflection.
It feels it feels sort of quite appropriate, doesn't it, for this moment where some people have had so much quiet time in the last year, and the world for some people, and everyone's obviously had different experience, but there has been that quiet time and that reflection, and it just feels really appropriate at this moment.
Yeah, I agree. I wanted to present a kind of a character that would be echoed or reiterated. That's where the title comes from. That this one single character would be echoed or reiterated across 7 different dancers. And so it's the same character, but he's in male form and female form, and he has different dynamics and strengths and qualities. And so when we're seeing this character in duets, for example, you're seeing a character in a dialogue with himself or with herself.
Yes.
And so it's really trying to get at this idea of iteration and repetition inside a single character, and all the different kinds of dimensions that we have as individuals, and how these things come up at different times in our lives, and we confront them.
Yeah.
And then when we move into part 2, I wanted to think of the dance, or the whole group of 7, as being kind of one body.
Yes.
So it is like, so rather than a series of individuals portraying the same character, it is now one body with a kind of rotating protagonist, so that we feel like they're all connected, they're all joined, but the kind of the protagonist keeps changing. The head of the creature, in a way, keeps changing. And so that you get this real sense of consonance and of working together and harmony, for a lot of that movement of this one entity, yeah, made of 7 people working together.
Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it, when you say actually there's so many layers to it, because that's what when I've sat in rehearsals in the studio, there is this sense of there's so many layers. And although you made it, was it 2012 you made it? You know, there's still, it's interesting that even you say actually each time you come back to it, there's something more in it, and you get that sense of layers and complexity, I suppose, as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's one of my favorite things about it. It feels like a gift that just keeps giving.
Yeah.
I love kind of the hide and seek inside this piece.
Yeah.
Another important aspect to the work was this poem by Mark Strand called Lines for Winter, which it wasn't a poem that I'd found before I started making the piece. I found it maybe closer to the end of the creation, probably around the time when I was searching for a title for the work. And I came across this poem, and it just spoke so beautifully about these themes I was trying to get at, about winter, about love and acceptance and loss and death and a kind of coming to terms. And so it was just such a beautiful gift to find that poem and to feel like I could use it in that final phase of the creation to kind of dig deeper into the content and bring another idea into the mix. Was really, really helpful.
Yeah. And then in a sort of change of mood and layers, I suppose, we then have the statement, because we've then got text, and super interesting to sort of have those two things next to each other, with that directness of text against, you know, the Brahms music. I think that, it was super interesting combination. And you did the statement after Betroffenheit, which I think many people will know is that extraordinary work that you did with Jonathan, playwright. Where does the statement fit in your mind in terms of development of your work, I suppose?
Yeah, so you're right. So Jonathan Young and I worked on Betroffenheit and premiered it in 2015. And we created and presented this statement about a year after that.
Yeah.
One of the things that we discovered in the process of making Betroffenheit was our love for working with text in this way. So using a voiceover recording of text and having the dancers inhabit of each voice. So that you get this analogousness between the vocal character and the dancing character, and to imagine a kind of like lip syncing, but it's a lip syncing that's done with the whole body.
Yeah.
And we used this in several scenes in Betroffenheit, and we really loved those scenes. We loved working on it so much. And we were wondering if maybe we could try to do a whole play in that style. And so the play itself that Jonathan wrote, the statement, is about a 9-minute play. Just the voiceover recording straight up, it's 9 minutes long. And there are 4 characters, 4 voices, and then 4 dancers that inhabit those characters that do this physical lip syncing in the piece. And I remember being nervous about a 9-minute play done in that style. Like, I wondered if the audience would stay with us. And I think that it absolutely works. I mean, it goes by very quickly, and as long as the dancers are able to be extremely precise, so that there's no delay or there's nothing jarring about the way that they inhabit the text.
Yes.
Then the audience does not split into seeing and hearing. They're able to take it all as one body, one voice. If it's not in sync, it feels a little bit the way it feels when you watch a movie that's not quite in sync with its sound. There's something jarring about it and you lose content.
Yes.
But so luckily, the dancers at the Royal Ballet are nailing it. They are on that text and they are so consistent and they're so tight with it. So I'm really, really excited to see that.
Yeah. What was the process that you went through with Jonathan to actually create it, in terms of how you work with him and the text actually in the studio?
So we wrote the play first. We wrote the play first, and we completed it as a play on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And long before we ever went into the studio and did any experiments with it, we just finished it as a play. And then we went into the recording studio with 4 actors here in Vancouver, and we did a voiceover recording. And then at that point, we did some experiments about how to inhabit the text, I believe.
Yeah.
But I'd also had this plan to do a kind of deconstruction of the play as well. So I was already working with Owen Belton, the composer, to start taking samples and loops and starting to make music out of some of the text and adding underscoring. And so there was that whole parallel process going on. But by the time I got to NDT, to actually create the work in the studio with the dancers, that was already done. It was finished. It was this watertight thing with the vocal recording and the underscoring and the music all done and finished.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Of course, we always leave a little bit of space to do some adjustment, but that's what we started with, which was actually, I have to say, really satisfying and helpful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's fixed. It's like it's laid out, and so then my job is to stage it and choreograph it. So there's something nice about having that anchor point.
Yeah. And how did you come across, like, come along with the subject matter for the statement? Because it's so different from Betroffenheit, isn't it, in terms of subject matter?
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from?
Well, I guess I could start by saying that the play it presents 4 characters that are locked in a battle for control and are confronting the morality of their actions. So they have been tasked with fueling or exacerbating a conflict in another country. And it's not ever really made clear, or it's not explicit whether it's a secret government operation or whether it's a corporation or some kind of combination of both. But it's clear that they're exploiting a conflict or a civil war in order to create a kind of power vacuum so that they can gain ground, they can extract resources, they can exert political control in order to, further an agenda at home.
Yes.
So we talk about upstairs as being the kind of the quiet overlord of this office, and upstairs is concerned about a leak. And so they've sent somebody down to try to extract a statement from the secret department that will exonerate them, that will, the department will declare and make a statement that they were acting independently and that upstairs had no knowledge that this was happening. And so this is the tension of the play. And it starts to twist and turn and take goes to some unexpected places. The reason I wanted to do this piece was because at NDT I had created a work called Parade in 2013. And I had put Parade on stage thinking that I was making a piece about a relationship in the mind between the rational and the irrational, the conscious and the unconscious, instinct and the intellect. And I had portrayed this thing on stage. And when I actually saw it, it didn't look like a battle inside a mind. It looked like civil war. It looked like colonization. It looked like something very political that I was not prepared for. And so I left that creation and did some thinking and did some research and thought about how, if there was a way that I could kind of take responsibility for what I perceived as the potential content of Parade. And so the statement was created as a kind of prologue to Parade, and it would, I hoped, give the audience the key to how to watch Parade. After I made the statement, I went back and I remade Parade so that it would be more explicit about what, about the content, and that the statement and Parade would be more in conversation. And in fact, inside Parade, which is this kind of vintagey, oldie-timey, very allegorical, almost storybook looking thing, there's a point where the statement, the play kind of comes in to Parade as almost like like a Trojan horse. It comes inside a cart, opens up, and we see the play again in puppet form.
Wow.
Inside the world of Parade. So that's where the impetus to make the statement came from.
That's so interesting, yeah.
And then when we premiered it, we thought, oh, well, it also works quite nicely as a standalone piece.
Yeah.
So
that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. We're sort of out of time actually, but it's absolutely brilliant to hear you just talk about the work and sort of where they came from, and your impetus for creation, and the sort of two different approaches to both of the works, which we're going to be lucky enough to see. So thank you so much, and thank you for being with us virtually. It's brilliant.
Lovely to see you. It's lovely to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm now here with Spencer Dickhouse, who's staging The Statement, and dancers from the Royal Ballet, Ashley Dean, Kristen McNally, Joseph Sissons, and Calvin Richardson. Spencer, and we're just about to watch a rehearsal of The Statement, but before we start, could you just explain the big table to us?
Yeah.
And sort of the premise of the piece before we get into the rehearsal.
Absolutely. So we're going to meet these four characters in some office somewhere in the world. And they're going to be talking about a conflict abroad. They're going to be talking about exploitation. They're going to be two characters from upstairs, two characters from downstairs, and they're going to experience a sort of conflict, a conflict of blame, of power,
Great.
and almost of exploitation between the two of them.
Yeah. And can you tell us what you're going to look at in this particular rehearsal? What are you going to be rehearsing with the dancers?
Yeah, we're going to look at, I think, the beginning of the piece. So we're going to kind of go from the top, and then we'll probably skip a section and meet somewhere in the middle again.
Great. I'm going to leave you to it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. Hi. How are you? Good. So let's go from the beginning. So we have Calvin and Kristen off stage, and then we'll look at Joe and Ashley in their beginning positions. You guys can set up on the table leg there. Nice. Yeah. Joe, can you soften that right elbow? Exactly. So we get you in a state of contemplation, right? So you can look over that left finger, and you're thinking about what's happened between the two of you already. Great. And Ashley, you're pushing up into your spine there, right? So that when you hear your music cue, you can soften through the spine, and then we see your hands float out from there. Beautiful. Yeah. Great. All of these shifts are looking really nice. Nice, yes. It's going to turn around. It's going to end. How? When? Yes. Great. Here, Joe, I wonder if you want to get a little bit closer to her. You'll have to stretch less here, and then she can knock you out after that later.
Oh, on this lean.
Exactly, on that lean in. Yeah. Come on now, come on. We should have caught it. Yes, exactly. Okay, great. So she destabilizes you there. Nice, Ashley. Then you're going to do this to Joe. Great. And then we have Calvin and Kristen coming in. Welcome to the boardroom. Great. She's upset. She's upset. Nice. Calvin, before you go on, I want to talk about what your left arm's doing here. So you arrive, you've gone, she's upset, you're talking to Joe. As you go around, you can drop this left arm before you reach for Ashley. Yeah, so we kind of get down to business. Yeah, great. Good. Yeah. And Joe, I think we can up your suspicion of him as he comes around you. So you said she's upset, right? And as he walks around, this guy's telling you, he's telling you what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, what you're allowed to do. So you can really keep your eyes on him as he goes across. Can we try all that again? Great. That was wonderful. I also want to talk about where you're going to place your left hand there, Joe, because I'm already thinking later in the piece when you drop down, you shift out this way. When you come in, if this left hand is closer to the edge of the table, right, for all of that, you're going to get a little bit of conflict in your arms there exactly when you leave that arm. Yes, shifting out, and then if you leave that where it is, great. Nice. Great. Yeah. So maybe we can try that all again from Calvin walking around, and then you can find that placement. Great. And then, are you going to talk like this? Is this how you talk? Can we stick to the script? Can we stay professional? Can we behave like we're in charge? Good. Who is this? Who are you? That's great, Joe. Yes, this is the guy. Kristen, I wanted to talk about this hand here. If we can just rotate it a little bit more exactly just to the up corner, because when you're catching that light from the front, we can see it. Just presenting Calvin a little bit more. Great. Yes. This is the guy. I'm the guy. What do you want? It's not what I want. What do you need? Great. I want to pause here. Looking good. Ashley, you've come in. This is the guy, right? Big question there. And then you're going to knock into the knee and think about delivering your face to Calvin. Yes, exactly. So you engage him there. Great. Yeah, and then exactly, you have your weight shifted to the right already. Beautiful. Yeah. Good. Let's go on from there. There's one more thing, Kristen. Yeah, as you come across here, so you've delivered here, this is the guy. When you come across, you're going to look to Ashley, actually. That's some info from Crystal. Yeah, exactly. She's asked the question. She's like, what does he want? It's not what he wants. Yeah, good. And then you can shift it over, I think, to Joe as they kind of get into their thing. Exactly. And then, Calvin, we have you coming across. I'm here to get a statement from you. Nice. It was great. The effort to get as far out with your feet, that was beautiful. Yes, good. And then she says, I don't see how a statement can fix it. It's the only thing that can fix it. You need to state your position here nice and clear, or else people assume you know what's happening. Of course we know it's happening. Great. This is looking really nice, the way you get your pelvis involved. I want to look at how you jut into his space there. Of course we know it's happening. Yes. Which I do care. Good. Few things here before we go on. Ashley, when you go back, can you send that right foot back a little bit more so you have a wider position at the bottom? Yes. Yeah, and then you're going to be supercharged and ready to go for that right heel. Yes, good. Calvin, I think we can play with your timing a little bit here. So we have you come in Then they think you don't care, which is worse. She says, I do care, we do care, and we know it's our fault. Oh, exactly. So you're listening, I do care, we do care. Then when she says, we know it's our fault, you know that's like already taking you into territory you don't want to deal with, right? So you're like, oh, not this. No. Yeah. Can we try that all again from you guys at the back of the table there? Yeah. You need to state your position here, nice and clear, or else they assume you know what's happening. Of course we know what's happening. I think you don't care, which is worse. I do care, we do care, and we know it's our fault. No! Nice, that's great. Joe, those hands, do you think you can flex exactly the wrist a little bit more, and then we get your thumbs up. So we feel like, stop. Yeah, instead of trying to grab something, stop. Great. Sorry. I'm sorry. Are we on the record here? Not yet, but we're going on pretty quick. Okay, look. Good. Great. That was really nice, Joe. No. Kind of same idea here for this. After you come down, are we on the record here? When you step in for this, it's like you want to stop Calvin's train. You say, look, right?
Do I still do a...
I think there's the pathways from the hip exactly up,
Yeah.
rather than
I'm doing like a whole...
it's fancy, but okay, look, that's great. Yeah, we feel like you could handle him there, like, I'm gonna take you down. Yeah. Before we do, what do you need? What do you need us to say? Yes. Sorry, Calvin. As you come across, this is looking great. Give more value to this left foot stepping back. Yeah. Yes. And then when Calvin comes to you, he says, it's not me. This is an eye roll moment. Yes, good. So it's about leaving with the focus there. Yeah. Can we try that all again from look? Look, before we do, what do you need? What do you need us to say? It's not me. I'm on the outside here. I'm in between. What do they need us to say? What do they expect us to say? They're expecting the truth. What is that? What does that mean? Yeah. Great. Joe, here, what is that? What do you mean? Let's think about planting the feet, just so we don't have anything kind of dancing around under there. We want to totally focus on the story in your upper body. Yeah, great. Good. We are. Yeah, and that's going to land on the table super confident. You're defining this meeting starts now. We are. Beautiful. Yeah, great. Calvin, continue on. I'm here to get a statement from this department that will explain how the situation over there got as far as it did without upstairs having any knowledge that it was happening. Good. Yes, I want to get one thing in here, and that's at the beginning. After you've done statement, those feet sliding in, pressure into the floor. You can, yeah, you can still do the hand adjustment, but let's give more weight into the feet. Yes. Yeah, and then you're still going to have that ripple up through the spine to deliver your face. Better. Yeah, yeah. Do it without your hands for a second. Think about bottom of the pelvis up through the spine, and then your face. That's it. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Great. And then all of this is looking great. There's one more thing I want to go through with you before we go on with the others, and that's I'm here to get a statement that explains this right foot needs to step on that. So you back up. I'm here to get a statement that explains. Is that the text there? Yeah. Exactly. Yes, so we can have you digging into explains already. That was the thing I was missing before. So they say, excuse me, I'm here to get a statement that explains. Yeah. Then we're going to get you heavy into explains already.
Should I just go almost keep going? Because I was almost taking a moment there.
I think so.
But just keep those steps.
I'm here to get a statement that explains. Yeah, so we kind of have one-for-one value. I'm here to get a statement that explains, yes, acting independently. Yeah, good. We'll try it with the track. For the three of you, more for the two of them than for you, I guess, your character, Kristen, he's just pulled the rug. After he does that first speech, I'm here to get a statement. He's just like pulled the rug from under your feet, right? That explains how your department is acting independently. He just totally set you guys up. And so in this excuse me, exactly, how unreal is this guy? Yes, and we're going to read that in your spines crunching down as you go around. Excuse me? Good, you guys, great. And the way you're locking your focus to him is so satisfying, yeah? Like, you want to keep your eye on that guy. Calvin, when we get you up on the table, boom, boom, this speech is all looking really fantastic. When you go to grab them, can I see where you want to be?
I think it's more, I'm taking in relation to Joe.
To Joe? Yeah.
So then I've got somewhere to get.
I'd love to see you go even a little bit further, I think, into them.
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. That's it. Yeah. Then we're going to come around to clear it up. Is that what they want now, to clear it up? Yeah. So I want to talk about these stops in here. It looks gorgeous, Ashley. As you push across, you're using the table. You're going to come here. This is like a vacuum-packed stop, right? It feels like all the air sucked out of the room. Same thing here. Yes. So it feels like at the ends of both of those phrases, you feel, yeah. Clear it up. Is that what they want now? To clear it up? Beautiful. Yeah. Great. So we just really feel that crystal clear endings of those. Boom, boom. You slam it down on the table. That's great. Calvin, this next thing, when you walk away, I can't speak to what they want. You just did. So in your steppage, I want to see the story that's the relationship between the two of you. And that is, you said clear it up. She says, clear it up. That's what they want to do now, clear it up. I can't speak to what they want. You only stop because she calls you on it.
Okay, so not necessarily like a full switch.
Yeah. Ah! That's it. Yeah. Can we try that with the two of you? Clear it up? Is that what they want now? To clear it up? I can't speak to what they want. You just did. Did I? Yes. On the record? Yes. Okay. Well, yes. A statement will help clear it up. Good. Great, you guys. That was it. That was a nice, I could see it really clearly between the two of you. When you bring your hand to your hip, Calvin, down here as you hop off the table, that's going to be a flip of the jacket. Okay. Yeah. And you can just do, you can just do that at the end, right? So you said, okay, well, yes, you hop off the table. A statement will help clear it up. Yeah. We want to feel like no sweat off your back for that whole thing, right? You're going to get out of this super clear. Good. Great. Let's go on, Joe. Off the record, define, clear it up. You know, no, you know. No, we don't know anything about anything. We were in the dark on this from the get-go. Come on, you know how this works. Great. No, how does this work? Yes. Joe, here, I wonder if, no, when you gesture to Kristen, if you can stay a little bit lower in the room. No, how does this work? Yes. And the feeling there is like you're asking her, you're saying, help me out, and then you're telling him to define this, right? Help me out, define this, Calvin. Yes, good. So we see like two different sides of the coin in that moment. Great. What do you say we go from the top? Okay, that'll be great. Thanks, Dee.
God. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. They're killing each other.
It's okay.
No.
Yes. The situation is going to resolve itself. It's going to turn around. It's going to end.
How? When?
They're sending someone down now who's going to offer something.
I don't understand how it got to this point. How could we have let it get this far?
Come on now, come on.
We should have caught it.
We did what we were told.
We weren't paying attention.
Sorry we're late.
We should have stopped it. We knew.
What's the matter?
She's upset.
She's upset? That has to change. We have to steer clear of that. This is not about that. It's not that kind of meeting.
Are you going to talk like this? Is this how you talk?
Can we stick to the script? Can we stay professional? Can we behave like we're in charge? Good.
Who is this? Who are you?
This is the guy.
This is the guy?
Upstairs, sent him down. This is the guy.
I'm the guy.
What do you want?
It's not what I want.
What do you need?
It's not what he needs.
What do they need?
A statement from you.
I don't see how a statement can fix it.
It's the only thing that can fix it. You need to state your position here, nice and clear, or people assume you know what's happening.
Of course we know what's happening.
Then they think you don't care, which is worse.
I do care.
We do care.
And we know it's our fault.
No!
Because...
Sorry. I'm sorry. Are we on the record here?
Not yet.
But we're going on pretty quick.
Okay, look. Before we do, what do you need? What do you need us to say?
It's not me. I'm on the outside here. I'm in between.
What do they need us to say? What do they expect us to say?
They're expecting the truth.
What is that? What does that mean?
Are we on the record?
We are.
I'm here to get a statement from this department that will explain how the situation over there got as far as it did without upstairs having any knowledge that it was happening.
Excuse me?
I'm here to get a statement that explains how your department was acting independently. That's all I'm here for. That's it.
And then what? What happens then?
Well, as we all know, the situation over there is escalating, and it's come to light that this department was involved in creating it.
Listen,
so,
it's all
we were
been
just
planned and
addressing the
orchestrated.
situation
look,
as it
you
stood.
just need to clarify how you were involved, and they'll release a statement that will clear it up.
Clear it up? Is that what they want now, to clear it up?
I can't speak to what they want.
You just did.
Did I?
Yes.
On the record?
Yes.
Okay, well, yes. Yes, the statement will help clear it up.
Off the record, define clear it up.
You know.
No.
You know.
No.
We don't know anything about anything. We were in the dark on this from the get-go.
Come on, you know how this works.
No. How does this work?
Look, there are no sides.
Thanks,
here,
Dee.
Okay? There is no up.
Great, beautiful, you guys. Yeah, it's so nice to see the conflict between you guys. It feels like you could cut the room. There's so much tension in there. Yeah. Let's go from our sure, exactly moment. So we have Calvin and Kristen exactly down there on the right side. Nice. So Joe, you're going to get into sure, exactly, whatever. Yes, and I wanted to look at that whatever moment. So you have sure, exactly, this looks great. As you come around, think about finishing in a right lunge, exactly. So this is whatever, and then the next line is the left leg passing in front. Sure, exactly, whatever, as long as we can make a, yes! Okay. Yeah, so I see you drifting from the right knee, that's it. And then you keep going, you know, make a, can I say it? What you said? Good. So when you look to Ashley, can you put more question in your body? Can I say it? What you said? What you said? We don't see much of your face. So we want to see it in your spine. Yeah, better. Great. That was nice, Joe. Then he says, sorry? What? What you said. We'll say whatever, as long as you can guarantee what you said. Nice. This is all looking super beautiful and smooth. As you come across, think about this left foot being left behind. Great. Nice. I can't. I didn't. This is why we exist. Good. Sorry? What? This conflict. That's right. We'll say whatever you need to hear. Great. Let's pause there. Ashley, when you go into this is why we exist, you can send your hands further away from each other. Great. Yeah. Let's just try this pass once from sure exactly whatever with the track, if that's possible. No, it's going to be the second chunk, so I think 5 something.
You were down here running your department, and the department was acting independently.
Sure, exactly, whatever. As long as we can make a, can I say it? What you said?
Sorry? What?
What you said. We'll say whatever, as long as you can guarantee what you said.
I can't. I didn't.
This is why we exist.
Sorry? What?
This conflict.
That's right. Great.
We're going to end there, Rob. That's right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the rehearsal. It's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Gorgeous. Beautiful to see your faces.
Great. And now we're going to do some restaging chat with you, Eric, and with
Absolutely.
Spencer. Oh, that was amazing just to see like the process that you go through and the rehearsal. I mean, Eric, you've worked a lot with Crystal over the years, restaging work. What happens when you come into a company like the Royal Ballet? We've got 90 dancers. Where do you start?
Oh, well, we're starting with getting to know people.
Yeah.
That's what we do in all companies, especially in a big company like this one where there's over 80 dancers. 90 dancers. So we get to know people, and then we try to see what they can bring to the work, what role would fit to them, and what piece would fit to them. And
yeah, because I think you did some workshops, didn't you, with the dancers?
yeah, we spent the first week doing workshops, mostly teaching little parts of the choreography, and little excerpts.
Yeah, great. And when you then get in the studio with the dancers who you're working with, what do you use as your tools for restaging the work? Because obviously in ballet we've got notation, but what do you do?
I think we mainly use video. I think Eric and I both have similar techniques in this, but we study videos, probably many generations of videos, depending on how old the piece is or how many premieres it's had. And we try and integrate as much information as possible into the body. Also, depending on whether we're a part of the creation period with Crystal or not, there's a lot of information there that we can use. Yeah. Basically, I think we're trying to absorb as much of the information we can and relay it to the dancers.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because of travel restrictions, we haven't had Crystal here, but I did walk into the studio the other day and there she was on the screen. And how's that been? Because I think everybody's adapted actually quite fast. So we've been Crystal into the studio. Is that something you've been able to manage, as well as having to have masks and distance from the dancers?
It's been very, very useful, of course, to have Crystal in the room, even with Zoom. Yeah. The dancers just took the piece to a different level.
Absolutely.
Working with the choreographer is always very, very insightful. Working with stagers is great, but working with the essence of the work is quite essential. So we were lucky to have Crystal on Zoom, for sure.
Yeah. And when you come into different companies, do you find the process changes quite a lot from company to company?
I would say it's similar in a sense that our job as stagers is to understand what the dancers are capable of, where they need some help, and to find a good rhythm to teach the material. So sometimes it's good to go through workshops that have some of the same inherent qualities of the work, and then we have to teach material. So we go back and forth between teaching some workshops, teaching some material, and trying to feel the rhythm of that specific group. We work in stages.
Yeah. And what would you say, what do you feel is your main responsibility as stagers of the work? Is it about the intention? Is it about Crystal's intention?
I think absolutely. It's our responsibility and our goal to give the work in itself and to the fullest of its potential.
Yeah.
And that has a lot to do with our experiences working with Crystal and how she works with dancers and the ideas she works with. But yeah, it's to convey, Eric says it really beautifully. He says the score of the work, right? There's this work that exists and it has a score. And I think our job is to take that score and give it to the dancers.
There's a sense of reviving the work, like the essence of the work. Like it's a sort of like work of restoration and revival, but also I think to bring the work to its full potential, a stager cannot simply be someone that put things back into pieces.
Yes,
Like a stager has to respect like the very essence of the choreographer's idea, but also bring his own sensibility.
Yeah.
You have to work with your own sensibility as a stager to be able to convey those ideas.
Yeah. And have you found when you've worked on the same work that sometimes the work changes and that, you know, Crystal might come in at the end, or, you know, does the work move a bit, or does it always keep really tight to that original version?
What would you say?
I would say, I mean, there's always parts of it that are living, changing, being edited, kind of recycling. I think that something Crystal does so beautifully is kind of see who's in front of the room and tap into their strengths and their power. So to watch her do that over Zoom has been really beautiful. This is my first time restaging the statement. So it's also been beautiful to see kind of, to look at the videos of the original cast or from the premiere, and then to look at these dancers and how they're absorbing the information and making it their own, and how Crystal really supports that.
Yes,
It's been fantastic, so.
Yeah. And I mean, when you watch a rehearsal like we've just watched, what's really interesting is actually the detail. I mean, it's super detailed, every bit of it. For the dancers who are doing it, is there then room for their interpretation into that at some point? Do you think?
As you said, the work is so detailed.
Yeah.
I think the dancers find their own interpretation past a certain point. Usually Crystal's work is so rich, so detailed, there's so many layers that our duty is like to try to provide, to bring all those layers. So we work a lot like this in layers with them. The dancers usually feel a bit bombarded by ideas and details and information, so I don't think they find much freedom first. But past a certain level, then they can find like a richness and a sort of like window through that where they can find themselves. But it's quite tight. There are little changes sometimes, but the score is quite tight. Yeah.
I mean, are the common challenges that you find coming in and teaching to, you know, or are you able to sort of start at the beginning of the process, like in the workshops, of sort of talking about Crystal's principles, about how she works, or her movement language?
I think it kind of happens throughout the process. It feels like it's sprinkled through.
Yes.
So I think through the work, we often find ways to exercise those ideas with the dancers, so so that they can also be connected, and that the work expresses those ideas as opposed to being something separate from certain ideas that Crystal works with a lot.
Yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. We're actually out of time, but thank you, both of you. It's been absolutely fascinating watching. Thank you also to the dancers and musicians who've joined us tonight. And don't forget that you can watch Solo Echo and The Statement as part of the Royal Ballet's 21st Century Choreographers Programme. We are live streaming that on Friday, the 28th of May. And if you look at the Royal Opera House website, you'll find details of how to book tickets. Thank you for joining us. Good night.